Cameron, commiserations. Just first, your overall thoughts on the game as a whole.
Yeah, I think we definitely got outplayed. For these last 4 days. Obviously it was probably a bit of a battle at the toss to bat first. I think that was obviously a big part of the game. I thought we fought really hard on day one, to keep them to under 300. And probably one of the key moments of the game was, that ninth wicket partnership that they had that, I guess put them probably a little bit ahead of the game. I think if you look at our first innings score and the context of, everything, it was probably okay, but from the position we're in, it wasn't good enough. So, they outplayed us and, deserved to win the game.
And in terms of that first innings, I mean, what was it, 300 odd for 8? Was that heading towards what actually you thought maybe was par on that surface, or did you actually think that it was at that stage looking like a score that you'd want to restrict them to?
Yeah, I think I think in our first innings we lost 80 for 7 or something like that. So that in itself is not good enough as a batting unit. Probably the key component of the game was being able to get to the follow-on target. We missed that by 35, 40 runs. If we make Lancashire go out and bat again, that I think you probably back yourself to be able to try and chase something on this surface. I don't think it spun as much as we probably thought it was going to do, which obviously meant batting was a little bit easier at times. So I think that was a key component of the game, and we weren't able to get to that target, and as a result put ourselves under a little bit of pressure.
In terms of diagnosing that, I know it's tricky at this point, but a couple of innings which followed fairly similar patterns. Do you have any sort of theory on that at this point?
Yeah, I think we've only just got into the change room, so over the next couple of days we'll sit and reflect and debrief. The last 3 games have been pretty spin heavy matches, and I dare say that the next game probably will be too. So we're going to have to debrief really well, take some learnings away really quickly, and hopefully implement them better moving forward.
And just, thinking in terms of overall the bowling side of things, and of course you a few runs to defend, but do you still feel in terms of weaponry going forward that you've got what you need at your disposal?
Yeah, we believe in all the boys, that come in and play a role. I think probably the other key element that was a really pivotal moment for us was having Martian, for a lot of our first innings. He obviously, brings some firepower there for us, to the load to have to shift, to other ways. It meant, we had to attack and try and, pursue the game forward in different ways. So, that wasn't exactly the plan. We had to adapt, but I think it definitely made it more difficult for us to make the inroads that we needed to. We got 2 really quick wickets to have a mate down for probably 320 odd or something on Wednesday. So, the game was in our hands there. They played well, and if we get those 2 wickets a little bit cheaper, it definitely changes the outcome of this game big time.
4 games to go. I guess it's fairly clear in a way now what needs to be done, and is it a case of now it's pretty clear that wins are the only currency?
Yeah, exactly. You can it's pretty obvious what we need to do now, and I think we've seen throughout this competition, even with the patterns of the competition, you can win a couple of games and it has such a big effect on where you move on the table. So we have to keep believing that. We're disappointed, but I think our best is good enough to beat anybody. So it wasn't for us this game, but pick our heads up and keep going.